Hello everyone and welcome back to BikeMatters. Today I'm taking the new Honda PCX 125 out on the road to do a full road test review. So this is the 2021 or Euro 5 version. And yeah, let's get on the road, shall we? Enjoy this June sunshine. Give this a good old road test and see what we think of it. Smart key on my person in my jacket, nice little twist of the simple dial, and we're ready to go. So let's hold that brake in, thumb down on the electric start, and away we go. I think we're going to head towards Fulham today. Here we go. Now if you didn't already know, the Honda PCX is a massive seller, both in the UK and loads of other countries around the world. It is a massive seller and it is hugely popular. Now I think the PCX for me is a great combination of being really quite smart and professional looking, mixed in really nicely with kind of sporty aesthetics and a relatively pokey engine. So we know straight away this is a very popular scooter for good reason. It ticks an awful lot of boxes. But have Honda done enough to keep it that way in a new 2021 range of scooters? Now the first important piece changing on this year's model is of course that engine. So yes, it's Honda's ESP Plus liquid cooled motor that produces 12.3 brake horsepower and 11.8 newton meters of torque. So straight off the bat, really respectable numbers. But being Euro 5 compliant and being Honda's ESP Plus motor, Honda have designed this to be very economical, and you should be achieving over 130 miles per gallon. So nice and sprightly, perfect for around town, but also very efficient. Now the fuel tank capacity on this is 8.1 litres. Many other competitors out there are about 7 litres. So it's really good by Honda to have that little increased fuel tank as well. And with that excellent fuel economy of 130 odd miles per gallon, you're going to be doing plenty of miles on this between filling up, that's for sure. Now as top speeds are concerned, I've had a mixture of results so far. On my first ride out I got to 68 on this. I did wonder if it'll get to a bit more, but then earlier on I got to 65. So I think an everyday top speed is probably going to be 65, if you want to be kind, 60. But then again, this scooter isn't really designed to be at the max kind of speed all the time. Like any scooter, most of the time they're designed for towns and city use, and that's really where the Honda PCX comes into its own. So it's got a great mix of spec on this. If we look down at the screen there, you can see smack bang in the middle is that LCD display with the black background and white text. Nice, large and dominant is the miles per hour, which is great. We've also got a clock, fuel gauge, odometer and trip. So all nice and clear, easy to see. Then to the left and to the right we have our dash warning lights. And underneath there we have our 2 buttons to scroll through our options. So if you didn't already know, BikeMatters channel is powered by Lexham Insurance in the UK. They're moped, scooter and motorcycle insurance specialists. So when it's time for insurance and you're in the UK, just hit that link in the top right hand corner now. That'll take you straight through to Lexham's quotation form, and when you complete a quotation, £20 will automatically be taken off just because you are a BikeMatters viewer. So the thing I noticed with the Honda PCX as I navigate my way through this little village, it feels incredibly light. So it weighs 130 kilograms, which is quite light for a 125cc scooter, but it actually to me feels even lighter than that. That front end especially is gorgeously light, making this a very user-friendly scooter, especially for newbies or people who just want something so easy to get around town. It feels so light. Now we've got telescopic forks at the front and twin shocks to the rear, which obviously isn't best suited for me riding it on a country lane like this. But you know it's got your back all day long suspension-wise in a town and city. But let's have some fun on this little green lane. Oh, big bump. Almost got air on that one. Oh, this is good fun. So as we're now bombing down here at just over 55, that's let the accelerator down, and that's throwing those brakes. Yeah, it is just a typical drum brake, so you do kind of have to whack it on to really get that progressing nicely. Most of the braking comes from that front, and it's easy to criticise that back, but when you need it to stop, it stops. Yes, I would have loved to have another brake disc on the back, especially with dual channel ABS. The drum is a little bit of a letdown spec wise, but it does perform as you need it to. You just know the back brake, you just have to really whack it on, but using conjunction with that front brake, yeah, that front does a marvellous job. But obviously with a drum rear, that does mean you can lock it and skid a bit, so either for a good reason or bad reason, do be aware of that. The ABS is on that front wheel. Now we do have Honda's idle stop technology, which is basically their version of start stop technology, and it is on the right hand side of the switchgear where you can toggle it off or on, and it does work really nicely and with minimal lag as well. I'll try and pull over in a second to give that a little go. So I'm just going to pull over briefly, just to show you this idle stop technology in motion really. Let's pull up here, turn that indicator off, then just once a couple of seconds, and there we go, it has turned itself off. Now obviously we've been going at higher speed, so it makes a little while to then turn itself off. Now if I pull back on the throttle here, instantly kicks in. Now let's go forward a little bit, and again right now we've gone for slow speed, and there again it turns itself off. Pull back on the throttle, lovely and responsive. It's so minimal lag on this idle stop technology. As far as storage goes on the Honda PCX, we have quite generous underseat storage, which is enough for one full face helmet. Ours did fit okay, but check yours for compatibility. But it's also got space for more than one full face helmet, which is great to have. Doesn't quite fit two, but it is enough there for a few small items as well. Now to the left, on the back of this leg shield, if you push this a little bit in, there is a nice little glove box as well for a few small items. That does have a USB Type-C charging port as well. So as storage option goes, it's great from the PCX. Furthermore, you have your optional extras such as a top box, including from Honda, their smart top box as well, that can work with the same smart key as you have for your scooter, which is a really cool thing to have. Now we obviously have smart key technology on this, as you can see down there, and I have to admit, it has worked flawlessly the whole time. I've been testing this PCX over a couple of weeks now. Every time I went to use it, it's detected it when I've been within about 1.5 meters. So it's spot on. The ignition is so easy and simple to use. I think everyone should get on with it really nicely. Now it might seem unnecessary, but still really cool to have on the PCX, is Honda's Selectable torque control, which is basically their version of traction control. Now a lot of 125cc kind of more towards premium scooters are starting to have traction control. So it's good to see from Honda that they have that Selectable torque control on this as standard. So what are the good bits and not so good bits about the Honda PCX for this year? Well, to be honest, we all know the Honda PCX packs a mighty punch for a 125cc scooter. It has an awful lot going for it. So let's start off with the not so good bits. For me, the main bit would have been to have the rear disc brake. I would have loved for that to be there, along with dual channel ABS. What else can I pick for this? Well, not a lot. You kind of have to get a little bit, nitpicky to really find much wrong with it. Personally speaking, and this will be controversial, I'm very, very sure of, but this chrome handlebar, when you've got a predominantly black and red scooter, and you then have this massive bit of chrome handlebar, for me, I don't know if it truly goes. I would have loved to have the kind of black mat to go along with the rest of the trim. I can see what they've done it, and some people will love it. I know that. People in the comments will probably disagree with me. But it looks really, really nice, and then you kind of got this retro chrome handlebar. So, okay. What else could we improve? Well, the engine is great. It's efficient, it's sporty. I would have loved for it to get closer to that 14.7 horsepower, just because I'm greedy, to be honest with you. As soon as it gets towards 14.7 horsepower, you know this should be approaching 70 miles an hour at a very top speed. And also, obviously, will help acceleration. So yeah, for me, they're the kind of not so good bits about the PCX. But then you've got to look at it as a whole. The looks of the thing is a great combination of sporty, aggressive, yet smart and sophisticated. Like, that's why Honda sells in massive numbers. It's because it looks great and will appeal to just about everyone. It's got LED lighting. It just looks really nice. We've got that nice smoked black windscreen. It's all very well thought out. The engine, it performs very well. It's economical. It barely uses fuel. It is nice and sporty. I think it is kind of noticeably slower, kind of 50 mile an hour plus. But then again, the PCX isn't really designed for those kind of speeds and journeys. It is to be an urban warrior, to be honest with you. The handling on it and the way it's set up with its suspension as I go around this bend now, it's just so light and user friendly. The ride is nice and comfortable. The seat at 764mm is really nice and accessible. Even though it's a little bit wider, I can get both feet down okay. It just gives a really nice feeling to it. And the price as well, £3,169, means this is very well priced. So as I'm going along here, it's time to wrap this one up. I really hope you've enjoyed my video on the new 2021 Honda PCX. If you have, please give it a like, give it that like rating. If you've got any comments or questions, put in the comment section below. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, why not hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell. But thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.